Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Well, very good. Thank you.
Much more relaxed this morning.
Well, this is good morning, everybody. And I just actually last week for our meeting, we had some problems with I think with my connections, my internet, and I was trying to buy this to connect it hardwired. Not connected to my computer.
Oh no.
So I hope I moved closer to my router, so hopefully everything is gonna be good. So, but that's my technology skills. So I don't know. I need help.
Well, don't feel bad, Kathy. I'm technology challenged
He
also.
really is.
Yeah.
So we're making a good team.
I do
Well,
computer hookups.
So before we started, before I introduce our guest, I want to just let you know, I still have the resource guides. I sent few of them. I got a couple requests last week. This is a resource guide for COVID-19. It talks about taxes. It talks about if you need to withdraw the money from your IRA. Some IRAs allow you to draw the money without penalties and stuff like that. So that's a good information. If any of you want it, please let me know. And also there's a new service. I have teamed up with a company that does home decontamination, for COVID-19. So, you know, especially for the buyers when they're buying a property in this, you know, particular time, you know, they kind of have that question, what if sellers were sick and they didn't know about it and stuff like that. So it's not, you know, cheap. It's not, but you know, if that's something that it's gonna buy you a peace of mind, I think it's well worth it. Hold on, let's get somebody in. So I think it's a great service. It starts from depend on the square footage, but they basically use the solutions that hospital use. They come to the house, wipe everything, and so I think it's a service that for people that, you know, want to feel comfortable moving into a new property.
Yeah.
So that's the new things that we have. And then, so I want to introduce my special guests, which is Linda and Bob Hirsch. They owned the house in Cypress, but they just sold it. And after a couple of months, we closed escrow yesterday. So I probably wouldn't ask them if they want to be a special guest if the escrow wouldn't close.
Right.
Because they would not be willing to do it. But, you know, I just want to ask them a couple of questions because there are my first clients that actually closed escrow during these confusing times during the COVID-19. So I just kind of want to let you know that it is possible. Is it easy? Not easy, but so I want to introduce them to you and kind of hear their story and how they felt through the process. So my first question would be, why did you need to move? Why did you start this process? And I want to just tell us your story.
Well, we decided to make a move to Nevada for several reasons. We wanted to start a new chapter in our lives and go somewhere that we fell in love with it back in September when we first went up there. And it is just beautiful. We're moving to Minden, Nevada, which is about 30 minutes outside Lake Tahoe. And we've got, it's a much smaller town. There's only about 3,000 people who live there. We've got these beautiful scenic views of the Sierra Nevadas. And of course, like I said, we're only at 30 minutes outside of Lake Tahoe. something we've always wanted to do. And this is a real opportune time in our lives because we're both retired now. And I could give you a lot of reasons for the move because I sound like a travel log now for Nevada, but no, it's cost of living is much cheaper. It's colder up there. I know we have the most beautiful weather in the country here in California, but we're sacrificing that, moving to a place that's going to be colder, but less traffic, less
Congestion.
yeah, population density is very small up there. Whereas there's about probably 25 million people that live in Southern California. There's only 3 million people that live in the whole state of Nevada. And 2 million of those live around Las Vegas. We're not near Las Vegas. So anyway, this is, like I say, this is a new journey for us that we're starting on, and looking forward to spending our retirement years up there.
Well, that's awesome. Let me ask you this: why did you feel this time is the right time to do it?
Well, because
when you first decided to list your home, why did you feel that was the right time? And actually, it was a perfect time at that time.
it was this was pre-COVID-19 when we listed the home with Kathy, and she did a wonderful job for us. Absolutely stellar performance. Like I say, we're both retired. We have no children living at home with us. Of course, it's difficult to leave friends and family and move to a place. We don't have relatives up there, but we do have a few friends up there.
Of course, before the COVID-19, we were thinking that we were going to be traveling back and forth between that area and Southern California to visit family. But it may be a while before we come back for a visit, unfortunately.
They just want to leave California now.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you this. So we were in escrow when COVID struck.
Right.
And striked, I would use that word. What was in your head? What did you think? Did you think, oh, I need to stop this process? Did it scare you? What were your thoughts at that moment when all of this happened?
Well, there were a number of repercussions. There were, first of all, the safety, being safe was number one. So, we had to, basically, we've been, neither one of us, if we had COVID, we're not aware of it. I think we're both, fairly healthy.
You guys didn't let me in the house, so you don't have anything.
Well, with your personality, we knew that you would burn off any bad things that were happening. So
thank you.
The economic situation was a challenge. We're also selling a home up in the mountains that with all of the panic that struck, I think it made things difficult. The not having access to being able to have clients come in the house, and just even the difficulty with getting appraisers and getting inspections done, and people in fear, basically in fear that the economy was going to just drop through the floor. And of course, there have been repercussions with the economy, but I don't think that it warranted the amount of panic that people were showing.
Mm-hmm.
If I had if I had felt like that, I would be out buying more toilet paper right now.
But did it cross even your mind to pull out or just
No.
postponed it, everything?
No, it really didn't, because we had made up our minds back in January, but really back in September of last year, that we really wanted to do this, and we're looking forward to it. And listing the house with you was the first step. And then, of course, we listed our cabin. And when COVID struck, that was when things started to get difficult, making it difficult. It wasn't as smooth a process as it should have been under normal situations.
Yeah, it's, but because when we listed and we accepted an offer, everything was perfect. You were able to go by without the contingency, not expecting that something is going to happen. And then all of a sudden, all those things started coming up. So that's what made a little bit stressful for you.
Yeah.
And especially you had a little bit difficult seller on the side in Nevada, so that didn't make it pretty. Let me ask you this: did you feel confident that we can make it through and make it work?
Yes. You gave us that confidence, because even when the first buyer dropped out, and we saw early signs that might happen.
Right.
You showed up the very next day with three brand new offers, and that gave us the confidence that yes, we were going to be able to do this.
Good. I'm glad. That would be the final question. How did you feel yesterday when everything happened, like last minute, like we were talking, the funding's supposed to be up to 12 o'clock and it funded 5 minutes before. Recording supposed to happen before 2:30. It happened at 2:29. So how did you feel about that yesterday?
I could answer that in 2 words, basically. Number one, hallelujah. And number 2, yay.
Yeah, we were ecstatic last night.
Yeah, both. But my advice to people would be, don't ever get involved in 3 escrows at the same time. It will really test your sanity.
It will give you gray hair.
And you might lose your hair too.
Yeah, believe it or not, Bob, before we listed his house, he had dark hair and the full of head of hair. Now that's what you see.
Yes. And I had searing good looks at the time.
Yeah, he looked like Brad Pitt.
Now I look like a homeless guy. I can't even get a haircut. That's
me too. Do you guys have any questions? If you do have any questions, if you want to chat them to me, or okay, the question is, I assume you guys moved during the stay-at-home order. How did the moving process go? How does this look like?
Well, okay, we haven't moved yet, but we're going to be, the stay-at-home order, I think is more, I interpret that as don't go to the grocery store, don't go to the pharmacy, things like that. We're going to be, in a week, we're going to be putting everything we own on a truck and drive and taking off to Nevada. So this
But when you got quotes from the moving companies, you had to take them around, right, with your phone, or they came actually?
We had a couple of both incidents. We had one fellow who came out, showed up, went through the house, documenting everything that we're taking. Mm-hmm. And we had another moving company that we did it by phone.
Okay.
So but we ended up using the fellow that came out and did, you know, a thorough examination of everything that we had.
Yes, yeah, okay. Any other questions you guys might have? To Bob and Linda? Can I unmute anybody? Can anybody wants to talk or just chat?
Kathy, it
Hey,
sounds
Matt.
hi. It sounds like you guys had multiple offers even in this environment. Was that accurate?
That is, yes, that is correct.
That's great.
Yeah, we
Well,
actually-
there's a couple issues that we had to deal with because when we got an appraisal on their house, what happened? An appraisal happened during the COVID already. So before the COVID, the appraisals were very aggressive. All of a sudden, a week later, when the COVID strike, they were starting to be very conservative. And where I thought, this is a slim dunk, we're gonna have it appraised, it came in lower, 20,000.
Oh wow, got it.
And but the buyers were very motivated, and we were able to negotiate, and they met us halfway, and it worked out.
Great
So
job.
we still got the price that they wanted, that it was at the list price, a little bit over a list price.
Good.
Because multiple offers before, the price was higher than list price.
Awesome.
So in the end, it worked out.
Great.
Yeah,
Okay.
Matt, Kathy started, we ended up getting offers that were over the list price. This is before COVID hit. We were getting offers that were, you know, $10,000-$12,000 over our asking price. And then when COVID hit, we were forced to drop the price. We got it. I think the estimate that we got, the appraisal came in
590.
really, yeah, it came in at sort of an unrealistic number. And but you know, that was one of the I would say the detrimental aspects of the COVID strike.
Got it.
I think, you know, we would have, Kathy was getting us some, you know, some great offers, and but unfortunately, I think at the time we first listed, I believe it was basically a seller's market. But after the COVID hit, I think it sort of transitioned into a buyer's market.
Well, you know,
Would
it's,
I don't know if that's correct or not, Kathy. You can comment on my
you know, the
assessment.
thing is, I think it's more balanced market. I think it's what happens, the buyers are started to be more cautious and not as easily to pay over the value, what they supposed to, what the appraisal value is, because of course there's some fear, and they started to feeling like there's a lot of opportunities and get on
Right.
those opportunities, you know? So one more question for you guys before I forget. So when we were in the end of the escrow, how did you feel about a final walkthrough? That all the people have to come in. So I received a call from Bob, and
yeah, we really didn't like the idea of a bunch of people coming through here. You know, they have a big family, a big extended family, and we weren't sure how many family members were going to show up, and we were afraid to take the risk.
Yeah, we
how did we do it?
We did it by video and
Zoom.
a
The Zoom, yes.
virtual walkthrough, and it turned out really well. I think I lost your picture, Kathy.
Did you?
No,
Oh, there you
you're
are.
back. You're back.
Okay.
Yeah, the virtual walkthrough, I think, was a very responsible way to do things in the midst of this COVID. And so, because we've been basically, I think you're the only one who's actually been in our house here in the last 3 weeks. So it's, we've purposely tried to, even we haven't seen our grandkids or our children or anybody basically coming in, trying
Right.
to keep things safe.
I have one more question for you. Somebody asked, this is a purely hypothetical question. With you just going through 3 escrow and all, if you guys had to list your home again, would you list with Kathy?
Oh, yeah.
Most
I don't know if I
definitely.
want you to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Most definitely.
Yeah. If I could give you 10 stars or 11, if I could give you that, but no, you did a great job. I don't know that we would be sitting here now in the same situation if someone else had been representing us.
Thank you. Thank you. It means a lot to me.
Yes.
Do you guys have any other questions from the audience to Linda and Bob? No? No? No questions? Do I have any questions? No, I think it's all the questions we have. And I know that there was a question: is it a seller's market or a buyer's market? You know, I think it's more balanced market right now, especially in Cyprus. I was doing some numbers today, and we have 44 total listings available, which is still lower than normal. Normal listing on the market is about 100 properties in Cyprus.
Wow.
So yeah, so we still have 44. And the last 30 days, since the COVID hit, we have listed 13 properties. So people are still listing their homes. And last 30 days, 13 of them went pending.
Oh, wow.
And last 30 days, 24 transactions closed in a city of Cyprus. That's just for city of Cyprus. And the thing is, the closed, it's much more than went pending, because that's still from pre-COVID that we had the closings. I should have checked how many we have on hold. A lot of people put their transaction on hold. So I didn't take that, but it's still, I think we're going to go towards more balanced market. And what we're going to do next Saturday, I want to invite my lender, Matt, to this meeting, just for all of you that want to get some more information about interest rate. And I also would like him to talk about mortgage relief, what he knows about that, forbearance and deferments of the payments for those people that that need to get more information about it. Also, I would like to get some information for you guys regarding interest rate, where we think we're gonna go with this, and is it still right time to buy, and how the COVID-19 basically affected the lending industry. So Matt, do you want to say anything to kind of give a little quick roundup for the next week?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of covered it, Kathy. You know, there's a lot of the mortgage industry as a whole is being impacted quite dramatically with what's going on. So there's some good topics to chat about. We'll cover interest rates. We'll cover the loan deferment or forbearance. We can chat about different ways to structure loans in this environment, and we can open it up to questions and answers too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so you can always, guys, email me questions beforehand, so we can get it ready for you. And is there any other questions from all of you to me or to Linda and Bob?
Congratulations. Good luck on your move.
Well,
Thank you very much.
thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. And one more thing I wanted to say is we were talking about a little while ago about a buyer's market versus a seller's market. And, you know, I think it is more of a COVID market, and which is really causing buyers and sellers on both sides to make decisions that are based on fear. And decisions based on fear are always bad decisions.
Well, you know, it's depend what kind of fear it is, I would say. If for example, for the buyers, when they looking for the house, and before COVID there was a lot of multiple offers that they couldn't get in the house. So if you kind of, my opinion is kind of feel like you have a solid job, you know, you have job security, you have that down payment saved, and I think the interest rate are still so great that would be the time for them to get in and get a little bit more for their buck, you know?
Right.
You know, and for the sellers, yeah, you know, a lot of people asking me, is it a good time to sell? It's really depend on a personal level. It's really depend where you're going in life, what you're trying to do. And there is a lot of options that we're working on that we can make it work. It's really depend what you're trying to do. It's on one-to-one personal basis. And, you know, when you're asking, oh, is it a good time to buy or sell? It depends what you're trying to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it depends what you're trying to accomplish. So anyway, I'm so happy for you guys.
Well, thank you.
Thanks again.
And we're definitely gonna celebrate before you leave.
Yes.
We're gonna find a way.
and just to let everybody know that when we move to Nevada, we're taking all of our toilet paper with us. So it's not going to be available for sale.
What about baking yeast? I'm looking for yeast. I can't find it anywhere.
Really? Baking yeast? Gosh.
And it's like, I want to bake bread because my sister gave me this recipe, and I can't find it.
What about Trader Joe's? Have you looked there?
Tried it, nothing.
Really?
Well, I guess you're going to have to make unleavened bread then.
I know.
It'll probably be like a rock.
I know. Well, I hope you guys have a nice Easter, and I definitely am going to catch up with you next week with Linda and Bob. We're going to celebrate before you leave. And I'm looking forward to next episode of Coffee with Kathy for the next Saturday. And I hope you guys have a nice, great Easter. Consider everything going on around us.
It was a Good Friday, yes.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I couldn't celebrate yesterday. I couldn't have wine. So
Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter, everybody. And I'll see you next Saturday.
Okay. All right.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for having us on.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.